You can know the material perfectly, every fact, every theory, every name, and still walk out with a 0 on that question, not because you were wrong, because you answered a different question than the one WAEC actually asked. 3 real cases of this, from real WASSCE Social Studies scripts. The knowledge was there every time. The shape of the answer wasn't. Technique 1. Read the rubric before you write a single word. WAEC's own report is almost gentle about this, and that is exactly what makes it easy to miss. Some candidates answered all 4 Section A questions, when the paper only ever counts 2. Quite a number answered more than 5 questions in total across the whole paper. Every one of those extra answers was real, honest effort. Every one of them earned exactly 0 additional marks. Here is why this matters more than it sounds. Paper 2 gives you 5 questions in total, spread deliberately across 3 sections. Section A allows at most 2, Section B at most 2, Section C at most 2. Write a 3rd answer from one section or a 6th answer overall, and the examiner does not even mark the extra. Your time wrote it, nobody reads it. The fix is arithmetic, not talent. Before you write anything, 2 from A at most, 2 from B at most, 2 from C at most, 5. Total. Circle your 5 chosen questions on the question paper itself before your pen touches the answer booklet. Let's test it. You open the paper. Section A has 4 questions, Section B has 3, Section C has 3. Watch the planning, not just the answering. Pick your strongest 2 from Section A, your strongest 2 from Section B. That is already 4. 1 more, your strongest from Section C. 5. Done. Not 3 from A because you felt confident. 2, always, at most. Technique 2. Answer the actual question, not the topic it happens to be about. This one is almost heartbreaking because the candidates clearly knew their material cold. A real question asked what lessons a person can learn from Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs for their own personal development. WAEC's own words. Most candidates reproduced the theory, drew the pyramid, and explained every level of it, and scored nothing for any of that because the question never asked for the theory. It asked for lessons. Some candidates, drawing that same triangle from memory under pressure, even mixed up which need sits at which level. So the one thing they added that was never asked for, they got wrong too. The fix. Before you write, split the question into its source and its actual demand. What lessons can a person learn from Maslow's theory is not the same instruction as explain Maslow's theory. The theory is only the source material. The lessons, what you personally take from it, are the answer. So, let's test it. The real question again, what 5 useful lessons can an individual learn from Maslow's hierarchy of needs for personal development? Watch what an actual answer looks like. No pyramid, no diagram. Know your own most urgent need before chasing achievement. Do not skip your basic well-being while pursuing status. Growth still matters even after comfort is secured. Every lesson is a sentence about the person, drawn from the theory, never a redraw of the theory itself. Technique 3, and it is the subtlest of the 3. When a question says distinguish, that single word is doing real work. A real question asked candidates to distinguish political independence from economic independence. Most candidates explained each one correctly, entirely on its own. WAEC's own finding. Most candidates omitted the conjunction words, while, but whereas, and by leaving them out, failed to actually distinguish the 2 terms, even though both explanations alone were accurate. 2 correct definitions, sitting side by side on the page, are not a distinction. A distinction needs the joint, the exact word that makes the contrast happen inside the sentence itself. The fix. Whenever a question asks you to distinguish, physically build your answer around a contrast word. Not 2 separate paragraphs, 1 sentence, or a tightly joined pair connected by the word doing the comparing. Let's test it. Distinguish between political independence and economic independence. Watch the joint doing the work. Political independence is a nation governing itself, free of foreign control, whereas economic independence is a nation sustaining itself financially without relying on foreign aid. One sentence, one contrast word. That is the distinction the question actually asked for. 3 cases, 1 lesson underneath all of them. Knowing the material is not the same as answering the actual question. Count your questions before you answer a single one. Read the command word before you build your response. And when you're asked to distinguish, put the contrast inside the sentence itself. Don't just place 2 definitions side by side. I have put all 3 with the real examiner findings in the notes. Revise it on StudyRevise before your next test. See you in the next one.